Welcome to Group 1 Managing People presentation. My name is Mei Yi and these are my groupmates Carmen, Xinyue, Patient and Kevin. To start, this presentation will cover identifying issues and provide recommendations that organizations face in these four areas, which is putting people first, shared purpose, flexibility, and overall well-being. Let's begin with the first area. The main issue of putting people first is ineffective personalization. Putting people first or personalizing employees' experience is believed to be effective in creating immense job satisfaction, leading to higher work productivity. This is because it gives an impression of consideration and appreciation. It is also visible that the pandemic has caused employees' priorities to evolve further as flexibility of location and time has skyrocketed in desire. While trying to personalize employees' experience, however, many organizations are challenged with ineffective personalization that can occur in many stages, like data collection or planning. Before organizations are able to personalize employees' experience, detailed understanding of the employees and their needs are required to properly create an alternative that is sustainable. The challenge of data collection is inaccuracy, which can render the entire personalization process ineffective. To ensure accuracies and efficiency is extremely challenging, as outside influence can cause employees' options and requirements to change, such as lack of privacy.
Thus, our recommendation is to provide one-to-one sessions with the HR department. This opens an opportunity for employees to discuss their needs and preferences. The one-to-one session allows easier connection and also lowered boundaries, giving the department proper understanding and better use of data to then provide assistance for the employees' burdens and desires. Research shows that one-to-one sessions are actually 3 times more engaging for employees as it provides a safe and trustable environment. Despite the access to accurate data, personalization is extremely difficult as one size does not fit all. The organization is unable to cater to every single employee's needs and wants as it is completely impractical. The HR department may find some employee expectation to be clashing, whereas there are many who are unique. To properly tackle this issue, the HR department should come up with a selection of programs and benefits that are able to provide fairness while still satisfying the employee's desires. The selection may not be able to tackle every employee's needs and wants. However, the organization will still be able to provide equal personalization for employee experience, which leads to greater engagement, trust, and satisfaction without misunderstanding. One example of a company is Deloitte. Deloitte is a global professional service firm that offers career development frameworks as well as a well-being program to their employees. The program allows employees to choose development opportunities or support resources based on their career advancement interests, goals, interests, as well as their physical, emotional, and financial well-being. With that, we've come to the end of the first point, and we move on to the second point by passing on to Patient.
Thank you, Carmen. Now I will talk about shared purpose. Shared purpose is that employees have the same mission and goals with the organization. It is built on trust, proper communication, and the desire to overcome society issues. Shared purpose between organizations and employees are crucial because it's a major contributor to the company performance and development of a positive work environment. The issues of shared purpose with employee is negative culture. The larger the group of employees, the higher the difficult to achieve shared purpose. It is not guaranteed the risk of negative employees will increase. This relates to negative recycle theory, where employees begin with having negative thoughts and opinions regarding the organization operation due to different values. Long-term misplaced focus towards employees without shared purpose will cause the rise in negative employees. Delayed solution or response from the organization will lead to negative employees of both aggressive and passive, such as the tank that believe in one method and the claim or deadwood as passive typologies. This will grow into visible behaviors that harm the company's performance. Thus, companies will have to ensure the employees understand the company missions and the goals. Our recommendation is that companies should ensure a good leadership within their organization. A 2020 report by Elderman found that 80% of respondents expect brands to solve society problems. One of the keys to active the company purpose is leadership. Leadership is important in workplace as it can guide and ensure all the employees have the same mission and goals that align the corporate purpose. It can increase job satisfaction and employees' motivation. Leaders should take the responsibility to supervise the employees while creating a connection. The connection will help the employees trust their superior who can give the clear purpose and understanding the company mission. While a leader forms a strong team, employees of that team will understand the company's methods and thus contribute to an increase of their work performance and job satisfaction. As all this will contribute to reducing and preventing negative employees. Leaders need to be vigilant and prevent the issues from harming the companies. For instance, helping the employees to recognize their ability and their effort and then lead them in one direction can benefit the companies. That's all for me. Now I pass to Xingyue.
Thank you, Patient. Now I'll talk about work flexibility. Work flexibility allows the company's employee to decide their own working schedule and working location. There is more demand for work flexibility, especially during post-pandemic. A report from Adopt reported that up to 51% of their employees preferred a flexible working schedule. Despite the increasing demand for work flexibility among the employees, the organization faced a problem of skills stagnation due to a lack of communication. Work-related communication could initiate great collaboration between employees and enhance the quality of team project because they are involved in verbal discussion when they are present physically. However, working from home has hindered the effectiveness of workforce communication because the manager or the employer are unable to convey their message constructively. So consequently, when there is a miscommunication from the management, it would impact the understanding of their employee and further causes confusion, which leads to a slower productivity in the workplace. And on top of that, the employees will gradually feel tedious if the work task is repeated every day. This will cause them to feel isolated when working at home, since it has restricted their creativity and innovation of their talent. So as a result, they tend to feel disassociated in the company's team and contribute less towards group sharing session. Now, to counter the slow skill development in a company caused by communication issues, the employer should first set a boundary at work or practice temporal flexibility instead. According to Oxford Reference, temporal flexibility is the variation of total hours that an employee has worked and the duration of their work, such as hybrid working. When a company adopts a hybrid working culture, the employer or a manager is capable to obtain a progression update from the employee and monitor their overall well-being on a regular basis via communication. While they are back at the office, the employer could also utilize the opportunity to provide skill development training or hold a weekly meeting. Based on World Economic Forum, shifting the office to an ideal hub is also the key to encourage communication among the employees. Now let's take a look at how Dell's employees communicate effectively at work. A survey by Savadri has shown that they are able to overcome the perception that newcomers are left out from work and prove that their work culture, which is communication culture, has enabled their employees to constantly revamp their skills and knowledge. And now I'll pass it to Kevin.
Thank you, Xingyue. So I'll be talking about the overall well-being. So the overall well-being is a complex concept that involves a range of life-changing aspects, which is income, work-related, emotional, and physical well-being. So the behavioral concern and strength of social interactions and community. So according to Initius, 58% of Malaysians employees suffer a burnout, whereas 51% have an average or poor work-life balance. So based on the research from Employment Hero, the employers could play a vital role in the employee well-being in the organization to maintain and attract talent. So, however, the issues of overall well-being for the employees are the long-term effects of impractical and unproductive wellness programs. So, the long-term of wellness programs may not be as the company forecasted. A difference in requirement and understanding when implementing the wellness programs will render the wellness program ineffective and only brings a short-term solutions. According to McKinsey, data shows that there is a 22% gap in expectations towards wellness between employers and employees. Companies that do not close the gap will experience a long-term negative effects from their employees, such as burnout, continuous absenteeism, and a lower productivity, as it does not solve the underlying problems that employees require. So the random wellness programs will also put a stress on employees due to the high expectations of the company in exchange for the wellness effort. So furthermore, programs with differing missions of the company will make it unproductivity, which does not motivate employees to participate, which ultimately leads to a higher employee turnover rate and expenses when it comes to hiring or training. So to overcome the issues, employees could make a well-being part of their culture in the company by encouraging an open communication culture in the workplace to prevent burnout among the employees. So as such, when employees are having conversations about burnout, they could say the word burnout loudly. So the more people brought up, the less people felt alone in the workplace. So employers could adopt active listening strategies for their employees. So according to Gallup, employees that are always open to hear from their employees work-related issues are 62% less likely to be burnout. So for instance, employers need to convince their employees that they could open up their problems and feel that their managers generally care about them. So employers could check in by arranging a group focus session and pulse surveys to know how their employees are facing and help to identify the causes of burnout and set aside a time for employees to open up their work concern and have a discussion on overcoming the issues together. So moving forward to the example of the company, an example of a company is Microsoft. Microsoft implements a mental health initiative, which is a Microsoft Cares, which they offer want to help .NET and Spring help provider to equip and support their employees when they meet a life challenges and provide a various reliable self-help resources and personalized help from professional counselors. So for instance, Microsoft Cares partnered up with one-to-one help.net counselors to implement a Skype session to several topics based on employees' interests, such as stress management, work-life balance, and so on. So in a nutshell, our recommendations to solve the issues for employees is to have a personal session between the employee and HR departments. Besides that, the good leadership of the organization, temporal flexibility for the employers, and open communication culture in the company are crucial for the employees to overcome the challenges in an organization. And that's all for our group presentation. Thank you.